Hi, everybody. I'm just going to give you a little introduction into what Screencastify is. So, Screencastify is a browser extension for Google Chrome. It's a web app which allows you to record your screen. While you're recording your screen, you can do things even in here. So, you can like draw on your screen and things like that. So, that's what this program is going to be for. So if you are envisioning a situation where you're in a digital classroom where you want to be able to have yourself talking while you're sharing whatever's going on your screen so that your students can see it, and you want to record that as a video and save it and then maybe edit it or put it in a different program like something like Edpuzzle, or just upload it to YouTube so that your kids can see it, or share the Google Drive link with your students, this is the program you're going to use for that. Okay. So I'm just here to give you a little bit of a brief kind of overview of what this program can do in like a minute or two so that you know what's going on. So Screencastify, you can tell what it is on your browser because you'll see this little arrow. So you can see up here in my corner here, I've got a bunch of different extensions. One of them is the Screencastify extension. How I got that there was I came to screencastify.com and I installed it at this button. So mine says already installed, but yours will ask you to install it. It may take you to a page like this in the Chrome Web Store where you'll hear, instead of saying remove from Chrome, it'll say add to Chrome. Okay, so you just add it. Once you've done that, the extension shows up anytime you want to use it to cast your screen. All you got to do is bop the little extension up here in the top, and it'll tell you stuff. So it'll ask you, what do you want to record? Your browser tab, which would just be one tab of your web browser, your whole desktop, which would be the entire screen of your computer, or just your webcam. Then you also can choose whether you want the microphone on. You can change what your input is. You can choose which webcam you want it to go for. If you're on a Chromebook from the district, this stuff should just be your default stuff. I'm at home. I've got different gear, so my stuff is set up. There may also be an option down here to enable drawing tools. You're going to want to click on that so that you can use the drawing tools. Okay. So if we want to record our desktop, we would just do this, right? And then it'll give us the option to embed webcam. If you uncheck that box like that, then your webcam won't show up. If you do check the box, then your webcam will be there. So just make sure that stuff's happening. You can see that my microphone is working because it's testing the sound levels of my mic right here. Last thing really that you need to know about is up here in the corner, you can change settings. So if you want to change the size of your tab so that it fits a particular recording dimension. So like if you're on a Chromebook, you probably want to record in 720p. I'm in 1080 because I have a big screen. If you want to change what resolution it can be limited to, like you want to make sure that it outputs in like a low. So if kids are going to be watching this on their phone a lot, you might choose a low resolution, but you're probably good. You're probably good to stick with 1080 or 720. Max frame rate, I changed mine to 60 FPS, which just means that it'll look really smooth. But you can use whatever you want. 30 is totally fine. Most people can't really tell the difference anyway. And then if you want it to stop after a certain amount of time, just so that like you can make sure that your video just stops if you're just rambling on, you can set the auto stop to do that. Okay, so those are your big settings. Then you can also see your list of recordings if you click on my recording. So these are screencasts that I've made in the past. So if you've ever seen one of my like showing you how to use stuff videos from last school year, most of that's in here. Like here's one how to use Dino. Here's a couple on using Infinite Campus. This is a fun video that I made as a joke. Some teachers have seen it, some teachers haven't. So that's that. And then back over here, there's this little triple thing here, like the sandwich. You click on that, you can then use that to see your recordings, or you can upgrade. We should already have this for free eventually. Then you can also get into your options from here. So this will let you see where do you save your videos. I want to save it to my Google Drive. You won't even, if you're on a Chromebook, you should not even try to use your local drive. Since I'm using my desktop computer, I could save it locally, like on my hard drive, but Google Drive is going to be fine for us. Then you can kind of see what these other options are and you can mess with them. Most importantly, okay, most importantly in here, oh boy, my dog's going to be barking. Most importantly here is that you are actually going to be able to go and see the classroom resources. So you click that tab, it'll take you to resources that they've already got on here. So you can see the beginner's guide, mastering, right? 50 ways to use it. This stuff, you can click on these things. Some of them are guides, some of them might have videos, there might even be a course, right, that shows you some stuff. Okay, so if you want to learn it on your own, that's what you're going to want to do. All right, so that's been just a little brief introduction to Screencastify. If you want to learn more, there's going to be some sessions, or you can email me directly. Thanks. Hi everybody. So you've seen what Screencastify is. Let's talk a little bit about what it does now. So when you want to cast something, all you have to do is go up to the button in the top right. You hit the button. Okay. You can pick. You want to cast a tab from your browser. So just one tab. You want to cast your whole desktop so they can see everything on your screen, or just your webcam. Right. Then you can enable or disable your microphone or your webcam. And when you want to record, you hit the record button. Okay. So in the next little clip, we'll see what that recording looks like. Hi everybody. So I'm now casting from inside the Screencastify app. You can see it looks slightly different from what it looked like before because it's using a different screen capture program to show you that. So in the Screencastify app now, okay, I've got my tools in the bottom left-hand corner. I'm casting only on my only on my tab. If you were casting on your whole desktop, you would see this webcam would be on your desktop rather than in your web browser. But if your web browser is taking up the whole page, it would look like this anyway. All right, so we can have a mouse, we can have a pen, which lets us write things, right? We've got an eraser, we can erase things. We can even click on and off our webcam embed tool down here in the bottom, okay? You can wipe the whole screen clear. So those are all your things, right? And then you can also choose if you want your cursor to be highlighted when you click. So if I click, it's highlighted. I can have it highlighted when, whenever, right? So highlight cursor when not moved. So this is going to make my cursor be highlighted when it's sitting still. And then I can also have it on focus mode, which means that it's just focusing on what my cursor is doing. So depending on what you want to do, if you're doing like a how-to, you might use this one. Okay, so you can use those different guys. I would like this only. Okay, so right now it's disabled for not moving. It's on for highlight clicks. So it only highlights my clicks. So that's what I want. But yeah, you can also change the colors of your pen and all that jazz, right? You guys can see, figure it out. You can mess with it some. So that's basically what happens. Now, when you're done with your recording, all you got to do is go down to this bottom left-hand corner button and you can hit pause recording. Okay, so you can hit that and it'll pause you. So it'll stop recording. And then you could actually even then switch tabs or whatever and then pick up where you left off. But when you're done, there's also a button at the end where you can you can click stop, like it's a square, like a stop button. You all used a VCR probably. So you hit that button and then it'll take you to the next screen. And we're going to look at what that looks like here in a sec. Okay, hi everybody. So I'm here again to tell you a little bit more about this, right? So I just recorded my Screencastify video and here I am on the page where I can actually edit the video. So you can open it in the editor if you click here. We'll look at that in a second, or you can just mess with it here. So there's a little bit of trimming that you can do here if you want. So you can choose how to trim up your video if that's what you're into. And you can also replay it and look at that. So you can click save trim to save the trim, or you can just cancel that. So this goes back to my whole video. You can also watch it full screen. You can also share the video straight from here to Classroom or YouTube, or there's plenty of other options. You could even download the file and then you could put it in a video editor outside and do whatever you wanted. So you could also, it's going to save all of your recorded videos to your Google Drive in a folder for Screencastify. So you could just copy the link for that if you just want to share a Google Drive video, and you can change it to be private or public or however you want. Just make sure you change the settings to the appropriate setting for the people who you're giving it to, right? So if you're using Google Drive, make sure you change the settings. I usually would just upload the video either straight to Classroom or to my YouTube page. For me personally, it's better for me just to pop it on YouTube. That way I can change the settings in YouTube and anyone can see it anytime. So that's how you'd use that. So let's take a look at the editor. All right, cool. Yeah, sure. We're in a Screencastify editor trial. I don't know if we'll have the free version of the editor with when we get Screencastify or not. But yeah, you can then do more specific editing for your video down here. You can even add clips together. So if you wanted to pull other Screencastify clips out of your Google Drive or from somewhere else, you could do that. Or you can even edit things that you didn't record on Screencastify. And then when you're done, you'd hit export. Okay. I'm not going to give you an editor tutorial because I don't know if we're going to have the editor, but that is how you would use that program. Okay. So let's go back to where we were, which is here. Okay. This is my video. From here, I can just share it straight to Google Classroom or YouTube. And that's what most of you will probably do. I recommend you publish to YouTube and then you go from YouTube and publish to Classroom, but that's just my opinion. That's the whole story, really. So from here, now you've got your video recorded and you're ready to go. If you wanted to pop it into another program, something like Edpuzzle, so you could make it into a formative assessment, then you could do that from there.